guys? Princess Strongstone 9v2 here, and I'm here to present a quick, hopefully, Q&A. I announced this about a month ago. This is my Lucha Underground Season 2 Q&A. I didn't get a lot of questions, and still, I enjoyed some of the questions you guys sent in. I'm going to answer them right now. I'm going to try to keep this under 30 minutes, maybe under 20 if I'm lucky, but let's get it started. And a couple of updates. Number one, I just started my senior year of high school this year, this week on Wednesday. So now that I'm in high school, it's going to be very, very tough for me to upload videos consistently, unlike how I've been doing it in the summer, which I've been rapidly uploading videos, multiple. But there's enough for you guys to enjoy. So that hopefully will keep you guys occupied for a while until I can get back into consistently uploading videos. And number two, I'm going to get those WrestleMania reviews up before September the 6th, hopefully. I'm pretty much halfway through WrestleMania 30. I got to get through numbers 31 and 2. And hopefully I can get those done as soon as I can. And G1, I'm going to try to get day 19 done as well. I can get it done by either tonight or tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. But here we go. Let's start off with these questions. First set of questions come from the artist formerly known as NYG for Life 123. Favorite match from season 2. This is not even a doubt. There's not even a shadow of a doubt. It's got to go Sexy Star versus Mariposa, the No Mas match, aka it's also known as an ICH, from May the 4th, 2016, just earlier this year. This was tremendous stuff. Awesome storytelling right here. A good brawl, great storytelling. Both women did really, really well in this environment. A lot of people complain that Mariposa is a bad wrestler, but yeah, I will admit she's not the greatest women's wrestler in the world, nor is Sexy Star, but they can take these type of matches, and thanks to the booking, whoever's booking Lucha Underground, they can take the booking and the environment that they're given with, and they can turn it into a really awesome match. The crowd was hot for this. They really were enjoying every single thing in this match. Maybe the interference kind of hurt a little bit, but this is definitely one of the best I Quit matches I think I've ever seen. It doesn't touch matches like Rock Mankind or even Terry Funk, Ric Flair, but this was definitely tremendous stuff. Number two, favorite new character from season 2. Not even, that was pretty easy as well. Matanza. I kind of had to think about it at first, but I remembered immediately it has to go to Matanza. Just a badass all the way. Jeff Cobb's the wrestler behind the character. He's really talented. He's really proven that he can go in the ring and he can go with his character. Either way, just Matanza was just a badass character. And I really, really enjoyed his work. Just really damn good stuff. Despite, you can argue, fell off the hinges a little bit with that one, which I may mention in a little bit. But let's get back to it. Apelin Delgado and the mysterious person he answers to. I think that's a pretty good line. Maybe they'll hopefully develop this storyline later on in the future with season 3 coming up next month. It kind of shows like maybe there is a greater power than Cueto being the promoter of the promotion. Maybe the guy that Councilman Delgado answers to, my lord, is probably the person who runs the temple and is the ultimate god. You never know, because from that line, my lord, or something like that, when we saw him smoking a cigar in the limo, yeah, that kind of could mean that he is a higher power. And hopefully, if this is power, it's better than the shit we got in 1999. But yeah, there's that. And last but not least, from this questions from Pat, opinions on the development of Pentagon Jr. I thought it was excellent. He only wrestled 8 matches. So here we go. He only wrestled 8 matches. The 2 Lucha Underground title matches against Matanza, the 2 matches against Prince Puma, the 6 to Survive, the 6-on-6 tag match, the triple threat with Puma and Mil Martes, and the hell was the last one? The handicap match with him against the Disciples of Death. Although he only wrestled 8 matches, which was like a third of the entire season, I thought that the segments that they did with him and Vampiro, where he got his ass, the barbed wire baseball bat, the whole candle wax being poured on him, and other segments, including the one in the cave, which was kind of a bit hokey, but still good. His character development was really, really well done. I don't think we saw more of what his past really was, but we saw that there was like a much darker side of Pentagon that was released. The Beast was released pretty much, and yeah, I thought Pentagon was really well developed in those segments with Vampiro in the cave, his master and so on and so forth. Yeah, that was a really good, well done development of Pentagon Jr.'s character from Pentagon Jr. to Pentagon Dark. So yeah, that's pretty badass. Thank you, Pat, for those questions. Next set of questions come from Lundrick. First up, what was better, season 2 or season 1, and explain why? A lot of people would say season 2 because I watched the full thing. Sadly, I might have to go with that because I didn't see all of season 1, but from what I've seen of season 1, I've seen like at least a good amount of it. But I think the reason why I put season 1 over season 2 is the fact that there was probably a little more talent. You had guys like Big Rick, Prince Puma, Johnny Mundo, the main course of the first couple of months. You had Aztec Warfare, you had Mil Muertes versus Phoenix, whether it's the death match, the Grave Consequences, being able to enter number 20 in Aztec Warfare 1. You had Pentagon Jr. Vampiro, Sexy Star Vampiro, Sexy Star Chavo Guerrero. Despite how crap it was, Blue Demon Jr. and Tejano Alberto El Patron, Prince Puma's Lucha Underground title reign, the Trios Championship Tournament, the Trios champions of Tiba Belize, Evil Lee, Son of Havoc, and Angelico. A lot of the guys that were in the undercard broke out as major single stars. I would say season 1 because you had more variety and you had more stories to really watch. There were like pretty much every single episode from season 2 was very, very good and pretty much consistently was enjoyable despite a couple of decent episodes. But overall, I'd say season 1 was better just because of the variety that was put there with season 1. Just the talent, it was amazing, amazing stuff, including with Ultima Lucha being much better than Ultima Lucha 2. And yeah, there's that. Number 2, name 3 WWE wrestlers who would have been perfect for Lucha Underground. To be honest, I did have 3, and they're pretty much a legend, a current superstar, and a current tag team. So let's go. And actually, I would have put Cody Rhodes in one of those spots as one of the 3 because if you watch his work in WWE, whether he was Stardust, Broken Cody Rhodes, whatever it was called, where he got his face smashed by Rey Mysterio, Dashing Cody Rhodes, the team with him and Goldust, him and Stardust, doesn't matter. He can really adapt to those environments, and if you give him this type of environment, it'd be really, really cool to see what he would have done. And kind of ironic that pretty much 3 months later, after Cody was released from the company, or when he asked for his release, I feel like there's probably more of a probability for him to go work for Lucha Underground. Although, just last night he worked Zack Sabre Jr. out of Evolve 66, and tonight he's going to be working Chris Hero out of Evolve 67. Can't wait to check out those matches. So Cody Rhodes is a former guy I would have loved to put in there as a guy that would be perfect for Lucha Underground. For a major one, I'd put The Undertaker. There's not even a shadow of a doubt. Undertaker has to be one to put in there. Kane probably would have been, but his character's kind of been really deteriorated a bit, especially with the whole corporate Kane thing. He's pretty funny. That's one thing I will admit. Glenn Jacobs can really adapt to his environment really well, including the corporate Kane character. But yeah, he's pretty entertaining and all that. But Undertaker is a much better choice because although he's getting up there with age, I mean, Rey Mysterio's up there in age. He's like only like, let me think, 42, I think. Isn't he like 42 right now? Because he was 35 in 2008. So yeah. So although Rey Mysterio is 42, Undertaker is 51. And he is older, but still, I would have loved to see Undertaker versus Mil Muertes. Give him one match with Mil Muertes, and he'd be perfectly fine. It would have been an excellent match. So yeah, there's that. Number 3, which wrestler do you see bigger things for in season 3? I have to think about this one real quick. Pentagon Jr. probably. I think I could see him being Lucha Underground champion next season. Although I thought that the way that they handled his match with Matanza was pretty poor. I still thought that he has potential. Still think he has potential to win the championship next month. Although his character was really, really well fleshed out. Maybe Evil Lee, another good one that you would put up there as one of the elite women's wrestlers. Taya as well. Wrestling, the women's division in Lucha Underground isn't as well developed as I can see. Um, those two, like two women that I would see big things from. I can't say anything about Nightclaw yet because as good as of a performance he put at Ultima Lucha, those is going to translate very well into the future. Although you can't really doubt too much of Lucha Underground because of their booking being really, really good. Thank you for those questions. Next question comes from Jerichoholic 8704. What do you think of Lucha Underground's use of the intergender match? I will say there are 3 examples of two done pretty well and one that was very questionable by many people. The first one was Evil East versus Mil Muertes from January, I believe 23rd or whatever the date it was, from January of this year. It was done to make Evil East look like an underdog, pretty much known as a credible contender for the championship. She did really well in that match. Another one that was done pretty well, and probably the best intergender match Lucha Underground has done so far. Maybe I might have overrated it, but I enjoy the hell out of the match. Taya versus Cage match from, I believe it was February of 2016. Good, solid match, a nice little brawl. Really, those two tore it up. Taya really proved that she's a tough woman, but at the same time, she definitely can take some damage as well. So, yeah, that's one that was done well. And then the last one, it kind of felt forced a little bit, and I'm talking about Sexy Star in the match because everybody else performed so well. Sexy did decently, but the quality of her performance wasn't as good as it was in the No Mas match, and the quality of her character wasn't fully explored and fully put out to be like a major underdog in this one. She was definitely a major underdog, but it definitely didn't come over as well as in the No Mas match. So what is my take on Lucha use of the intergender match? It's good. Next set of questions come from Orzis147. Best say Sexy Star's redemption storyline from earlier in the year, from late first season into the early parts of the second season. They really did a good job of developing that storyline with Sexy Star trying to find a way to come back from all the torture done by Mariposa and Marty the Moth Martinez. And she did a really good job of conveying a bit of emotion and how fearful she was. It's basically what Bray Wyatt's character was supposed to be in WWE, but I thought that they did it a lot better with Sexy Star and Mariposa. And the No Mas match obviously was a great conclusion. I rated that show very, very high, not just because of the match, but because of the story and the way that they were able to conclude that story and the significance behind it, despite the fact that you had a very, very weak ending to that Gift of the Gods title match. Both of them actually, but yeah, this was a very good storyline, and I really enjoyed it. Wrestler, pretty easy for me personally. Taya, the women's division in Lucha Underground is very, very, I'm not going to say depleted, but very limited to what it can. The main women that you have there are Cobra Moon, Taya, Evilise, Sexy Star, and Mariposa, I might have mentioned. Yeah, 5 main women on there, which is fine. I don't see them putting on a women's now until they can get like more women's wrestlers on there. They have pretty much 5 main women on there, like I said. And Ty is the best. She's got character. She's got looks. I mean, damn, she is mighty fine. Obviously she's hot as hell, but overall she's a good wrestler. I don't think she's a great wrestler, but I think she's a good wrestler. She's proven that she's pretty damn tough in certain situations, such as I said, with the match with Cage. And yeah, she's just really good. She's just a really good overall talent, and I would see her definitely a lot better than what Melina was supposed to be when she was brought in at Ultima Lucha. Despite the controversy behind what Melina did a few months ago, or actually last year, with the medication thing. But anyway, most disappointing match. There's not even a question. Matanza versus Pentagon Jr. from Ultima Lucha Dos. I mean, first of all, you booked this as like pretty much a squash, which that's pretty much what they did with their first match. And it was like, holy crap, he's really dominating. At first I was like, come on, you could have made this a war. Plus, it just really dragged. I mean, if it was going to be a major squash and then something like that, the way that they did the ending. You know what? Make it a little bit shorter. Don't drag it out. People thought it was just a great match or it was a good match. I was just really disappointed. It ended up being just really mediocre. I would say it was probably worse than from earlier in the year, just because of the way that they booked the match. But even if you booked um, Pentagon Dark to be badass at the end of the show, no, it didn't cut out for me personally. I'm sorry. Those are Mil Muertes. Pretty easy. Mil Muertes. He only had 3 or 4 if you count the title win when he won the title from Prince Puma Ultima Lucha, which was tremendous. He had the Evilise, which put her over really well. The triple threat with Pentagon Jr. and Prince Puma, which was awesome, really awesome stuff right there. And the match with Phoenix was really, really tremendous stuff. I would say that's my 3rd favorite match of season 2, just behind the No Mas match and Aztec Warfare 2. Just a really, really awesome match that was. And they pretty much put Mil Muertes over as such a monster, such a badass, that no matter whether you like him or hate him, you gotta respect the fact that he was just booked really well as a monster. And last question, which moment from the season will you remember years from now? That's pretty easy. Matanza's debut. My God, the way that they booked that was tremendously well done. They pretty much eliminated half of the field when he debuted as number 21 in the Aztec Warfare match. So, yeah, I gotta say, Matanza's moment I'm gonna remember years from now. Now, let's say you ask me this 5 years later, what is one moment from this season, from season 2, that you remember fondly? I would have told you Matanza's debut. It was just that damn good. It's basically the modern version of Kane's debut, except he actually competed in a match and he won the championship. Um, just right in his first match, right off the bat. Yeah, I thought that was just a really, really well done moment. Thank you for those questions. Next set of questions come from the voice of pro wrestling, Y2JHBK. Favorite match from the whole season? I would say, if you were to ask me what was the best match, I'd say Aztec Warfare 2 because of the booking and everything that they did. It was just action-packed. It was exciting. Everybody looked really good, minus the guys that were in there for like a minute, like El Mariachi Loco, or I think it was, and Argenis was in there for like barely even a minute. So a lot of these guys looked really well. It developed the storylines very, very nicely. Matanza's debut, Mil Muertes getting eliminated immediately due to Pentagon Jr., which I'm sad that that never happened. A match between the two in the future, that would have been awesome. But yeah, this was great stuff. But like I said, favorite match in the entire season had to have gone to what was it? The No Mas match, without a doubt. Favorite wrestler, I gotta go with my boy Prince Puma. Although I don't live in the West Coast area, but Prince Puma is just such an amazing, amazing talent. He can fly, he can wrestle. He has the cardio to go very long in matches like this, like Aztec Warfare 2 and the All Night Long match. So Puma is really just the best overall top to bottom wrestler in the promotion. He's pretty much the ace in the ace of Lucha Underground, and I heard that I don't know if he's signed or he is gonna sign with WWE or is gonna be going to New Japan more often or the Indies. So that's sad to hear, but there are other guys that will be definitely taking Puma's spot. So yeah, Prince Puma was my favorite wrestler from the entire season and as a whole in the promotion. Breakout wrestler. Oof, this was really, really tough. I'd say Matanza, mainly because of that epic debut he made in Aztec Warfare. Um, he broke out really well in the ring. A lot of people, when people would have heard that he made his debut like this, you gotta see his performances. It's kind of like weird because he's known as portrayed as a big guy, although he's actually like 5'10". So he looks big and tough and menacing, but at the same time he can wrestle. He's very athletic and he can definitely fit in with that style of lucha libre that's in Lucha Underground. So yeah, Matanza was definitely the breakout star. Um, Plus, it got him bookings in the UK and over in the Indies, like PWG and Revolution Pro Wrestling. So yeah, definitely that broke him through. Most underrated wrestler. I'm a big fan of this guy actually, and he just doesn't get enough credit for doing really well. He did well in the season, whether it's quality wise in the ring, promo wise, look, ability. That's King Cuerno. He had a great feud with Phoenix, a really good underrated mid card feud, definitely one of the better feuds of the year. He had the thing with Mil Muertes, going after Mil Muertes' carcass, the feud that he was developing with Katrina backstage, if you want to call it that. And I'm not saying legit backstage, but I'm saying kayfabe wise. But yeah, he's such an underrated wrestler, and I could definitely see him as like if he was in WWE and he had that gimmick and it actually worked. I could picture him Intercontinental Champion. He really definitely fits that mold of like mid card champion. So definitely Mil Muertes is I mean not Mil Muertes. King Cuerno is the most underrated. Thank you for those questions. And last but not least, CrossFit Jesus. Most underutilized talent from Season two's vast roster. Ugh, it's really tough to choose, but I need a quick second to think here. If it's silent, apologies guys. Hmm. I would probably say Evilise. Evilise was very underutilized this year. She had the Trios Championship thing. She lost the title in the Trios Tournament final, along with Son of Havoc. And although Angelico didn't compete, he was 1/3 of the champions when he got injured. Um, she also had that Lucha Underground title match, and I felt like they could have given her an epic, like a really good push, but they didn't do anything with her, and it sucks to see that because she really deserves a chance at either the championship, not at the championship, but at like being one of the bigger stars of the promotion. Best match under 10 minutes. Okay, now that I reach like 20 minutes here, I'm gonna say Phoenix versus King Cuerno, the first match from Lucha Underground Season 2. Reason why? It was just a much better, much more well-structured match than Prince Puma and Dragon Azteca Jr. As talented as Dragon Azteca Jr. is, I felt like his match with Puma was great, obviously, but I felt like it was a little spotty and a little bit like the Will Ospreay Ricochet match from New Japan that got a hell of a lot of controversy back in June, but or actually late May. But now that I think about it, back to Lundrick's question, a guy that I see a lot of potential in for season 3 and bigger things, I gotta say Dragon Azteca Jr. He's really over as a babyface. He's showing a lot more aggression in those segments with Black Lotus and Dario Cueto. Definitely, I think Dragon Azteca Jr. has a lot of potential to really be a big star in Lucha Underground. Definitely taking the place of Prince Puma now that he's probably going off to go do other things. So yeah, favorite mask in Lucha Underground. I'm gonna go with Phoenix's mask. The whole Phoenix theme of his mask. You know, the feathers and like the sharp type of edges on the top, or the almost like the wings, if you want to call it that, on the top of his mask. Yeah, Phoenix definitely has a really cool mask design, and I would definitely love to purchase one of those in the future. Although my head is probably too big to fit it, but whatever. Do you think Daga and Tejano would have been given much more to do throughout the season? If Daga was brought in earlier in the season, he probably would have gotten more. And Tejano, they did nothing with him. They pretty much had him feud with Chavo Guerrero early on in the season. He did nothing for a few months, and then had that pretty damn good um, Boyles Heights bar fight with Son of Havoc and Ultima Lucha. That was a really entertaining matchup right there, despite a couple of goofy stuff. But yeah, I definitely think Daga. I don't see him as like a main eventer, but I see him as like a Miz type of character. You know, undercard type of guy, gift of the gods champion, but definitely not the top guy in the company. Tejano, I see him as like a Randy Orton type of person where he's willing to put guys over, but at the same time is willing to step up his game and step up to the plate in order to deliver either good matches or good programs up in the upper parts of the card. So yeah, there's that. Most pointless storyline of the season. Talking about Daga again, and that is the romance, if you want to call it that, between Daga and Cobra Moon. Cobra Moon's just been falling in love with Daga. It's really weird. I mean, really, you debuted it really late in the season, and it didn't do anything for that. However, if they do something where, kind of like what Booker T did, where he was oblivious to Charmel interfering in Booker's matches to win matches until he won the U.S. title from Benoit, yeah, I could definitely see something like that working. But for right now, when it comes to this season, only talking about the content of this season, it did not work. It didn't really like make sense. But if you think about it, it will make sense if it happens in season 3. If we get a big turn from Daga, although he's already considered a bit of a heel now. But yeah, there's that. And last but not least, a very long, near 30-minute video here. But last question I gotta ask you guys is actually for you guys. What topic would you like me to do for my next Q&A? And I'm thinking I might want to do one on Daniel Bryan. And I'm gonna say it right now, I don't know when that video will come up or how or whatever, but I'm definitely gonna get working on those WrestleMania reviews. Gotta finish the last day of G1, and I gotta get through other stuff as well as SummerSlam weekend, including Takeover tonight and tomorrow's SummerSlam pay-per-view, which I'm really excited for, and I really want to check out the main event from Death Before Dishonor. So hopefully I can catch up, and hopefully you guys enjoy this Q&A, and let me know if you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, comment in the comment section below what topic you would like me to do next. I might be doing Daniel Bryan, but until that video comes, guys, please subscribe, and until next time, yow, as in, peace.